Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Gotta get that energy up. Word them up from Ludacris and Watergate and like Nixon. Gotta get that energy up, man. We in the building, man. It's Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, man. Daddy gonna get it till it's done. And you know I'm ready to die just like Hancock. All eyes on me, oh well. I'm ready to die like Hancock. But today, we talking about being ready to live, right? Today we talk about being ready to live. And that's a very, very important message, man. Ready to live. A lot of people say, I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die for this. How many people say I'm ready to live for this? You know? I'm ready to live for this. I'm ready to live for myself. I'm ready to live for my mother. I'm ready to live for my father. I'm ready to live for my children. I'm ready to live for my husband. I'm ready to live for my wife. I started with myself first. I'm ready to live. And it's not about them, but it's about the namesake. Nobody asked to be put here in this world. But we here, and since we here, we might as well put our best foot forward as far as I'm concerned. But it's not easy. A lot of us say that easily, but it's not an easy task being ready to live. You know, preparation meets opportunity. If you're prepared, that means you're always ready, right? Ready to live. Who prepares you to live in this world? Our mother and our fathers. You know? A few weeks ago, we had sitting right to the left of me, right over here, my brother, Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony Williams, he was here, man. I used to call him Ant. Everybody used to call him Ant. And I'm sad to announce that on the 3rd, my brother passed away. He took his life. And we were just talking about motivation. We were just talking about finding the pieces within that give you peace. Moment of silence. We was just finding and talking and discovering the pieces that are within us individually that we have to find and look within to start to give our mind, body, and soul some peace so that we are ready to live. This world has us, I said before, life is not complicated, but this world is complicated, you know? And you have to be able to find somebody and God willing come from a stock that will prepare you to live, so that you'll be ready to live, that you'll have the opportunities to live and to flourish. And as God is my witness, you got to have God. You got to know the name of God. You see what's going on over there, the Gaza Strip, and it's nothing new. It's just throwing it back in the news. You know what's going over there in Ukraine, Pakistan. It's all over the world. And we hide behind certain things living within the United States borders, but we're susceptible to the same. But I think our devastation is handled in a lot of different ways. We're being attacked on a lot of different ways. But when you're being attacked upon, everybody screams, I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die for this. I'm ready to defend this. Who's fighting to live? Who's ready to live? Who's ready to inspire people? Who's ready to motivate people? A lot of people ask the question, why am I here? Why was I born? I didn't ask for this life. All valid questions. All valid questions. With one valid answer, God knows. That's why you gotta keep God first. There's a lot of people that's been going on around us that's been killing themselves, and I personally talk with people and let them know, my emotional situation sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And if it ain't messy, it ain't me. For those who don't know, being messy was the acclamation of what, my lifestyle was and has been. There's never been an easy road. I'm not saying it's just me. That's just why I put my situation together, why I have this platform to speak to the people. But it's messy because from the things that I've seen, I feel like I didn't need to see, or I shouldn't have seen in life, or I shouldn't have had to see them in my life. But God put me in an environment where He allowed me to see some things. He allowed me to see war. He allowed me to see carnage. He allowed me to see the black plight in America. He allowed me to see the inner city life. He allowed me to see the suburban life. He allowed me to see the country life. He allowed me to see trailer park life. I've seen all those things, and I've been able to assess life in a different way for myself. And the general consensus says you got to be ready to live, because God can put you in any circumstance. You could be in nobody is special, that special, and that right. We're all special, but we're not that special. You understand what I'm saying? More money, more problems. No matter what class or category you born or live in life, you won't escape adversity. You won't escape challenging times. You won't escape those things. There's no amount of money that you can acquire that's going to cause you to be able to run away or buy your problems. It just doesn't work like that. More money, more problems. We know that from, Biggie. You know what I'm saying? More money, more problems. AZ back in the day, more money, more murder, more homicide. At the end of the day, that for the love of money, the root of all evil is money. That money will have us, and if not, taken in the right way, it will have us in some very fucked up, messy situations. You know what I'm saying? And if we're not surrounded by the right type of people to get us through life, to help aid and assist, nobody gets through alone. Self-made is a slogan. It's not a reality. That's my strong opinion fact. Self-made, it's a slogan, but it's not a reality. Nobody gets through this world by themselves. There's no education. There's no good neighborhood environment. There's no great job that you have gotten or have access to be able to do something, provide for yourself, your family effectively. If you've done it yourself, and it's a disservice to the people around you when you say it's self-made, I did it all by myself. You might have taken some initiative and been inspired to do some things based off your current situations, but it wasn't by yourself. But often when we find ourselves in dire situations, we then feel like we by ourselves, and there's people around us that can help us get through, spiritually, financially, intellectually. They're there to get us through, but often we don't see those things, man. And I just want to throw this out for all my veterans out there, man. If you know a veteran and you feel comfortable talking to somebody in a capacity, more trusted environment, man, there's definitely the link right there for the Veteran Crisis Hotline. You know what I'm saying? Please get on there and call if you need to. There's also the hotline for the civilian lifestyle. Text 988 or call dial 998, and help is available, as you can see. Sometimes talking to a complete stranger is the best thing, the best type of therapy. Sometimes, we want to say the simplest thing to the people near and dear to us, but it seems like the hardest thing to say sometimes. It seems like we're always misunderstood. It seems like we're saying, and we're just, we're just here just to waste breath, and we're not really being heard. And we get into those corners in those situations. But again, that's why each one reach one. That's why there's there has to be a team of people that's preparing you and making you ready to live. Ready to live, a team of people that you have that'll text you. To this the texting age now, you know what I mean? A team, if they don't call you, at least they can go ahead and text you and say, hey, how you doing? Hey, I was just thinking about you. It don't have to be everybody. Sometimes we have that support and don't realize that support is there as well. You know what I mean? Because we'll go ahead and be looking for support from everybody else outside of our immediate support system, which ends up being a you problem at that point. You know what I mean? Because there's always a level of self accountability in all walks of life. No matter how fucked up you are in the head, you know, you got to be able to recognize, and that's my prayer. You know, I know God will never put anything on my shoulders that I cannot handle, I cannot bear. You know what I mean? He's with me. He's here to test me. He's here to reassure me. He's here to make sure I get through. So sometimes I overlook the support that's right around me and go looking elsewhere for external support when those people don't I won't say they don't care, but they don't have the energy that your home base does, that you overlooking. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got mom, dad, kids, brother, sister right there in your corner saying, hey, I love you. Hey, what do you need? Or, hey, you want to get up and talk? Hey, no, we want such and such. We want Barry. We want Mary Ann. We want Kelly. We want everybody else outside of our environment. And then we get upset when they're not giving us the time of day that we feel we need. It's an upsetting time in our society that's filled with distractions of life to keep us off focus from the things that we need, which is a strong spiritual foundation, and then some action behind your faith, which is your daily walk, which is you living your life. This world has so many distractions. Sometimes we forget how to live. Sometimes they make it look like you can't live unless. You can't live unless this is that what you're doing is okay, but you're not really living yet. You're not really, you know what I mean? You're not really tapped in yet. You got to do more. You got to get the bigger job. You got to make more. You got to make more. And if that's not how you feeling, even when you have that thought, you don't even have to say it out loud anymore. They got the daggone apps that read your phone, read your mind, read your pulse through the goddamn screen, and pop up ads start popping up on the things that you was thinking in your head, didn't even speak out loud sometimes. And it says you're missing. It says you're lacking, and you're not a man unless you have this. You're not a woman unless you have this. You're not a successful entrepreneur unless you have this. You're not a successful stockbroker or a corporate worker, white collar worker. You're not a successful, you know what I mean? You're not successful unless you do these things. And 10 out of 10 out of all them situations, you know, I say 9 out of 10 because it's a thin line, but 10 out of 10. Once you acquire something, I don't care how low or how high a level of life you are. Once you acquire, you get bored. You forget why you was even trying to get the shit. Once you acquire, we always want more. We break our necks and we'll save and we'll strive and we have the greatest intentions, but we always want more. And once we get those little things or big things, those are the weights. I think those are some of the weights that God be talking about, man. Those are the weights that we put on our shoulder. You want the bigger house. You want the prettier girl. You want the more handsome and fly guy. You know what I mean? You want the car with all the options. You want this. All that shit comes with maintenance and responsibilities. And if you can't handle that situation, that shit'll start to weigh down on you. Less is more. I always say less is more. You know what I mean? And again, in a perfect world, if I could, I would. You got more time to yourself and more time to what's important to you. The more shit you acquire, the more time you have to spend and tend to maintain those things that are asinine, tangible bullshit. You know what I mean? And we get bogged down, and then we get the Henry VIII, we get the Mad King disease. Once we get in these certain, depending on your walk, whatever it is, this is still the same mindset. Oh, I got to really protect my stuff. And you start to disassociate yourself with certain people who you feel are wrong or not in your best interest, respectfully so. You need to have a discerning heart, discerning spirit to keep people away from us that's going to harm us spiritually. But we think we've came up some kind of way and live such a way that we have to, you know, stay away from the people that we feel at this point, since we've acquired, are less than us. You know, don't have what we have, so they're not going to understand it. They're going to try to take from me, mentally, spiritually, physically, intellectually. They just feel like someone's trying to take from me. So we become mad kings and queens out here trying to covet ourselves and protect ourselves from this world because we've acquired a little bit of things, and we've lost touch of reality. Getting that phone to throw pop-ups on your phone to make you lose touch with reality real fast. With a $9.99, a $10.99, an Apple Pay, that joint will have you all over the place. Trust me. Broke, temporary relief, and still back in the same position. What am I doing wrong? Why didn't I get the reaction from the people I wanted? Why didn't nobody say, hey, you look nice today? Why didn't nobody say, hey, I like what you said. I like your post today. Why didn't my kids call me? Why didn't I call my kids? Why didn't my boss say great job? But people outside looking in, man, you got a nice house. Man, you got a nice family. Oh, your kids are beautiful. They're all healthy. What are you complaining for? And everybody in them scenarios, because you're like, I can complain because my wife get on my nerves. The wife say the husband get on my goddamn nerve. The kids say the parents get on their nerves. The dogs, the animals say, yeah, the fish say you ain't clean the tank today. The animal, you know what I'm saying? Everybody within that bubble, that people outside that bubble, they fantasize of, oh, if I just had what you had. If I just had what you had, boy, what I'd do, I'd kill for it. I'm ready to die for this shit, man. I gotta have what you have, man. You've inspired me. And we smile and we wave. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, sis. But inside, be dying. Be dying. Why didn't such and such say they wish they could have what I have? Why didn't Shelly say, oh man, I'll get the shirt off my back to you, man, because you helped me out so much. But the people right around you, they ready to die for you so that you can live. They're ready to support you, but we get lost and we get downtrodden, we get distracted, we get in our bags, and we start to deteriorate as a people. We start to deteriorate, and again, I'm gonna put that number up again throughout my podcast today because, you know, I used to take it light as well, man. Like I said right there, dial 988 or you hit on your text 988, and sure enough, you go ahead and get a stranger on the phone, a good, respectful stranger that will listen to you and give an honest, objective ear. They won't take sides no matter how you try to sway the conversation, how you try to, you know, tip the scale of the conversation when you inflect your voice. And we know how we get. We say, you know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so I came downstairs. I said, bae. He said, what? And I'm like, ooh, who you talking to like that? You know what I'm saying? People on the phone like, nah, go ahead, please. Please continue. And they allow you to get your whole thing out uninterrupted. And sometimes when you let somebody do that, when you get that thing off your chest uninterrupted, you either forget why you was fighting for, why it was so bad, or you understand how simple the thing, the mountain you've made out of this little molehill. I'm like, damn. Because you're used to for people coming back with contention back and forth, fighting with you through the conversation, so you can never get your point out. You can never get your thought off. You can never be heard. Right? So when somebody with an objective point of view listens to you unapologetically and uninterrupted, we lose our mind. We don't know what to do when somebody, again, is letting us get our full thought off. And a perfect home, and again, we go to outside, healthy outside sources, to get help and you know, hopefully we get that help, and you look at it, you're like, damn. Then now you get anxiety about the repair. Do I need to go back and apologize to anybody? Do I need to apologize to myself? What in my life do I need to change? How can I live? Because I want to live. I'm ready to live. I'm not ready to die yet. I'm not ready to die yet. I'm ready to live. But how do I live more pleasantly? How do I live a more effective life? That's keeping that spirit. It's keeping that name of God at your tongue, tip of your tongue. You know, in your darkest spots. You know, we do things that throw us off key spiritually. We throw things that throw us off key mentally. We do things that throw us off key physically with our diets. You got to get back in there, man. You got to tap back in with your people, man. People are killing themselves on a daily basis. You never know when the last time you're going to hear from a fellow friend, a fellow brother, fellow sister, fellow cousin, you know what I mean? A fellow mom and dad, grandmas. You never know. You never know. And we're left with so many questions. Why didn't they stop eating so much? Why didn't they cut back on that sugar? Why did they stop drinking so much? Man, I wish they wouldn't have took all them damn pills so much. Oh, he been hanging with such. She been hanging with such. I wish. We're left with some. This is, and we want to blame. This is the cause. This is what messed them up. Again, that accountability word is a hell of a bomb, man. That the word accountability. Whew, that's the truth that'll make you free. Accountability, because people want to pass accountability on a daily basis. Oh, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. No. And it may be their fault. But I guarantee you, if it's somebody else's fault, it's never, there's never not a scenario where there's nobody who did anything opposing in the argument. I didn't do nothing. That's our claim to fame. I didn't do nothing. I don't know why they mad. I don't know why they tripping. I ain't do nothing. All I said was, whoa, flag on the play. I didn't do nothing. So you just totally blameless in this joint. You totally blameless. You did nothing. You didn't piss him off. You didn't piss her off. All you did was. I didn't do nothing. I didn't say nothing. All I did was. You're not taking accountability. You're not taking accountability, and what you're doing is causing a mass rate of confusion and conflict of self. You know, that caused the other person, for whatever reason, to doubt themselves. Like, well, depending on how the conversation ended, maybe I do need to do a self-check and a self-evaluation. And you know, maybe I do. I'm sorry. Maybe I do need to step back and just, you know, rewind and just do some reflecting and reading and, you know, just really, maybe it was my fault. So some people, you know, take account. They take over accountability. They love their mind. It was. I know because I said the red pants were better than the blue, and I should have just said the gray ones are not really. And then I wouldn't have started the conversation of why I didn't get the cheese that day, because really I was out washing my car. Why was I washing my car? Because I just got done cheating. Why was I cheating? Because I was mad at her because she sent me out to get bologna when she know we don't eat bologna, and we really just eat smoked turkey. And now I'm getting all white bread when we get wheat. You know what I'm saying? Like, we over process things. And we don't take accountability, and that weight gets on us. People, that weight gets on it. If it ain't messing at me, it's the truth. That weight gets on us, and it bogs us down something serious, man. It bogs us down, and it causes us to get in places that we never knew we could get. Trapped inside here, that mind's a motherfucker, man. Once you get trapped inside your mind, it's a bad place to be, man. There's a healthy time to be in your mind, but too much time in your mind, or and too much meditation is harmful too. Do you know what I mean? In my opinion, I ain't reading nothing on that, but it just makes sense. Too much meditation is harmful. Like, that means at a certain point you're not hanging around in reality. At a certain point you're still avoiding. You know what I mean? If you're doing all that, silence. That's silent. Your father's meditating. 10 years later, silence. Dad, your father's meditating, baby. 10 years later, Grandpa. Silence. Grandpa. Where's your grandmother? She died. What? You let your whole life pass by. You've been in there meditating, pushing people away. Too much is an overkill. You got to have a balance on these things. But meditation is good, and we do need cause to step away from certain circumstances. But we have to learn to adapt and do that sooner or later. But when we get trapped up in this mind right here, what's that movie? Inception. And what's the movie with Robin Williams when he was trapped up in his wife's mind? I can't remember the name of it. Me and my wife were just talking about it earlier, the other day, today or yesterday. But when you get lost in that mind, man, it's like a kaleidoscope. It just so many layers and colors, and it just never stops. And you're there, and you're there, and you just like you just want to. If you had big nails, just claw your skin off. You're just thinking and thinking and thinking and worrying, you know. But again, God takes that weight for us. That's what God is there for us. But we get so out of tune by just the simple, hey, God is real. God, help me, please. And from a spiritual perspective, the all-knowing, all-seeing God, you want him to manifest physically in front of you, just like your father, your mother, and just physically shield you. But he sends things all the way around us that creates bigger shields and bigger safety nets, even in the case of adversity. And fortunately and unfortunately, it's like you can only see and recognize God in the best form when you're going through your most adverse situations. I just watched the show, finished watching season 2, Wheel of Time, on Prime. If y'all ever check it out, man. The Dragon Reborn. There was the whole thing about the Dragon Reborn and these people, what they call them, weavers, that have these celestial powers and things like that. It's only given to the chosen, mostly females. Every now and then there's a man that comes by that wields the power. Anyway, and it drives them crazy. Men, only the women can handle this power. But there was the legend of the Dragon Reborn, and he was supposed to come back. But fast forward to season 2, the most important pivotal part of both seasons was each of the characters had went through so much immense pressure. They went through so much that in those situations, that's where their true powers that took 2 seasons, 24 episodes for these all to come to a culmination of these moments, and it pushed them on the brink of death. They were ready to die. But through the training that they were getting from official training and then through life training, where they thought they were going to die and they were ready to die, they learned the greatest power was living. And they had to live because there was a cause for them to live. There was an understanding that if nothing else, you don't have to be a $1 billion person, $1 million person. Just your smile gives another life being purpose for the day. Just your laughter gives another person that's down enough purpose for the day, enough inspiration and motivation for the day. Dang. And I often say, hey, thank you for that laugh. Hey, thank you for that joke. I needed it. It broke me out of my mind. It broke me out of my mind because I was thinking of some real fucked up foul shit. I was thinking real messy. I don't know why. I can't even tell you. It's just them quicks. Hey, like what's going? Nothing, man. I appreciate you. It get you saying positive affirmations and stuff. It get your spirit churning in a different kind of way. It gets you on a different frequency. It gets you creating different energy. Oh man, thank you. You hugging, you touching, you connecting, you feeling, you smelling. You tasting the air, you enjoying life, even though you about to walk into some bullshit. But when you walk through that bullshit, you walking on that bullshit with your head held high. You walking through your bullshit with your chest out. Inspiring and motivating others. It's all about me, motivation, inspiration, and innovation. We all going through the same shit, but how can I get through my shit a little bit differently than the last? That's innovation. When that pressure come on, you become real innovative. And then through God bringing you through those experiences, you be able to share those tales of experience with another brother and sister. Through happenstance, if I hadn't went through what I went through the court system and child support system, again, I wouldn't. The brothers that I've passed and come along my highways and byways, when certain circumstances keyed up, it was like, oh, that was for me to go ahead and give them that. They didn't know X, Y, Z. Hey, did you know? They lifting their head. What? It could work, it couldn't work, but it was enough to reassure them that God is real. Somebody's listening to them, and hey, I can maybe make it through this thing. I can live. I'm ready to live. I can make it through this thing. But if you're not tapped in, if you're not just conscious, if you're not in a moment where you keep trying to avoid, we can read the Bible all day. Again, we can meditate, read Bible. You can stretch and do yoga. There's only so much stretching you can do all day. There's only so much you can be in a 120 degree hot yoga room, stretching, minimal water and just really getting in it. It doesn't work like that. There's things outside. When you stretch and when you meditate, that's activating your power. That's loosening you up. That's getting you ready for the fight. I ain't just stretching and practicing Taebo and doing all this stuff. You know what I mean? It's to get your blood circulating, right? It's to get your mind matter up. It's to get your brain electrolytes and electrodes in your body fired up at a higher level than normal, right? To take on. It's an energy exchange. I'm building this up. It's like a Dragon Ball Z. Y'all know back in the day, if you know, it'd be 2-3 episodes. They'd be powered up. And you see them glow. You see them people light up. And they gather in this power to take on the battle. To take on the battle. A lot of people say they don't want to fight the battle no more. I understand that perspective, but through the thoughts and feelings of the brink of death, there's life right there. It's a thin line. It's a pinhole light. Right there on the brink, that's when God shows himself. That's when God shows himself. I want to be ready to live. I want to motivate. But people ask me about the doing dog shows, and shout out to the XLBC. We show dogs. We're known for showing at this point showing XL American Bullies, American Bully XL class. We're used to showing American Bullies, and we're used to once you get into that environment and people invest in your brand and buy your dogs, or met your little nucleus of people you want to call your dog family. People expecting certain things. Hey, I haven't seen you at a show lately. Hey, I haven't seen you here. Hey, I haven't seen you there. And I told people at this particular meeting we're at, I was like, look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Truth be told, I enjoyed showing, but that I didn't get into this field of dogs, dealing with the American Bully breed as we know it, to show dogs. I didn't get into it for that reason. I initially bought me a pet for my family, which escalated into certain other things that allowed me to meet more people and put my dog and my kennel in a different position. But I really enjoy putting smiles on people's faces, and that comes through the act for me of hosting, which is a huge headache. But that really gets me up and gets me going, to put events together, to put smiles on people's faces, man. We have a very messy life. There's no perfect situations. We have a very busy life. We have a very distracted life. We have a very tolling and taxing life. But to be able to put on little events that give people the time to just take a break, relax, release, and in most situations, bring your kids and your family out there so they can all enjoy themselves and get a new experience in a safe environment. That's the best for me. That's the best for me. That's the best feeling for me. 50 people, 100 people, 300 people, when we going to get up to the thousands, that's the best, putting that smile on people so they can be ready to live, ready to go back on Monday, go back to work, get back on that hamster wheel that most of us don't like. That hamster wheel that takes us away from our kids, that takes us away from our family, takes us away from ourself. I gotta go to college. I gotta get the big job. I gotta have the big house. I gotta have the fancy car. I gotta have the husband. I gotta have the wife. I gotta have, all my affairs in order that this world has, put together, and say that I need to be successful and to be a safe and solid and sound human being on this world. I got it. You get it, you touch it, you strive for it, you die for it. You lose your family by the wayside, you lose connection with people. You're ascending up the ladder at work. You're getting the better cars. You don't have to take the bus anymore. You don't have to Uber anymore. You don't see the same people you used to see anymore, right? You don't go to the break room and eat lunch anymore. You go to your car and eat now because you got a car now. You really didn't like the people in the break room anyway because they was always talking about some bullshit, right? So many things, so many different things to pull us in and take us away. And we swear we'll be on a discovery of self. I just needed time for me. You just wanted more time to do some old wild ass shit. You know, how did your wild ventures bring you real balance? You know, how did it really bring you to the next level of comfortability? You know what I mean? Um, you know, how do we get ready? How do we get rid of rid of the mentality of I'm ready to die and we ready to live? Um, Brief segue, man. Oktoberfest is coming up, man. XLBC show. Check out the flyers next week, September 21st. Forgive me if I'm off on the date. The date's right there. I can't see right now. October 21st. Right. That's next weekend in Surrey County, VA. Shout out to team XLBC team for put it together with Choice Self Kennels, Top Shelf Kennels, excuse me. Shout out to Maurice Wallace out there and the family, man. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. Keep motivating the people. Keep inspiring the people, man, to come out. Y'all bring y'all XLs out there. We don't want the little dogs. We want the big dogs. All big dog status, only family. All dogs welcome as far as coming into the venue to see and spectate. But the confirmation show is explicitly for the XL American Bully breed classes. Standard XL, Classic XL, Extreme XL, and Double XL. Yeah, so we see stuff that's going on overseas. We see stuff that's going on at home, and it discourages us from wanting to live. I know it has to. Inflation, cost of living, all that is just getting so crazy. And for me, I said it years ago, man, this is a new level of a filtering process. This is the new level of class separation for our society. You know, 2000s came, the internet boom came, you know, social media, you know, came, you know what I mean? And it changed, streaming came, you know, and it just changed the way that life was able to be shown. The access of lifestyles, the access of looking at people's home. Reality TV was a boom, and you know, we get caught off in the BS of, you know, other people's thoughts and opinions about our lifestyle. And people say that it don't affect them, but unfortunately, I think it does. The percentage may be different, but the outside optics and perception of you does tend to weigh in on how you display yourself sometimes. A good portion of the times that you wouldn't wear, people say, oh, I'm just wearing this for me, but you wear it for people to, you're saying you're expressing yourself, but you're still inside waiting for the head nod from somebody who you think thinks like you and approves of what you're doing. You know, so if you're wearing grunge and it's a classic suit and tie event, you come in there wearing rock grunge look, you know you're going to be talked about. You're like, hey, this is not the status quo, but you're hoping if you know, if you're the only one, so be it. But if there's another person who likes grunge, they'll pull you to the side like, hey man, goddamn man, you look fucked up out here, but I really, you got some balls. I really dig what you're doing right here. You know, I really like what you got going on, man. But you gotta take that shit somewhere. You gotta take it off. But I appreciate, you know what I'm saying. Everybody wants to be met where they're at, man. Everybody wants to be met where they're at in the chaos of this world. But this world is pulling us in so many different ways, until it just has us, in a rut, and we don't want to live. We're ready to die. You know, the suicide rate is through the roof. Them soldiers over there that they showing at the Gaza Strip, all them soldiers who are in war in the third world countries, not even third world, Africa, South Africa, Sudan, you name it, down there in South America, you know what I mean? You know, Southern America, all those places, man. It makes you not want to be here. And it's like, man, is this what it's coming to? Is this the world I've brought my children into? Is this what I'm fighting against? And it looks like the stuff we're fighting against is winning because that's all we see as far as the propaganda. War, scaring, financial disparities, scaring, food, the nutrients level, and then the abundance of food. Man, we're losing the abundance of food that we have access to, but the food that we do have access to has a fucking lack of nutrients out of this world. So what are we eating? And why the things that I think I'm supposed to eat, they say is organic, it's so sky high. Almost a 30% higher cost than the food than the fake imitation. The mentality of our people in this thing is just beyond me. Let's raise the price on the good stuff that we're supposed to eat higher than the price hike on the imitation stuff that's killing us a little bit faster with the dyes and preservatives and stuff like that. There's so much imitation. We got, again, they say 100% pure concentrate imitate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put the right colors on it, a good jingle and some labels on it, and a celebrity smile on the face, or some sex appeal to it, you got it sold pretty much. And if that don't sell it, let's go ahead and scare the shit out of them. Let's just go ahead. Red dye 20 is killing kids across America. Woo, woo, woo. Go see your doctor now. You're gonna die if you've eaten red 20 in the last. You better hurry up and go to the doctor right now. Okay, now they're pushing the big pharma agenda, and everybody's running, getting co-pays and running up their insurance. And what medicine do I need to take now? The dye's affecting me. They scaring the shit out of everybody. One way or another, they're gonna go ahead and get that money out you. Once they get the money out you, then that means you got to go back on the hamster wheel and replace the money. You got to find some way to generate money in a legal and lawful way to be able to enjoy life. You got to earn. And it's the way you earn that kind of sets us up for failure in this world, in my opinion. The way you earn. Because it's never for it's very rare that it's something that you really, really like or really, really wanted to do. It's something that you had to do, or you've been doing it so long that you grew to like it. But that really wasn't you. And then we perpetuate that. We pass that on to the people up under us. You better do such and such. You got to do such because I had to do such and such. Passing the buck. Did you really have to do it? You chose to do it. Why? Because the people around you said this is the standard of living. This is it. No, that was your standard of living. And when you buck against the system, you gotta be prepared mentally to go ahead and take what comes on with bucking the system. You can't just say, hey, I want the standard and foundation that you guys set and made it to this level of life is good for you, but it doesn't work for me. So you can't be mad when you fall on your ass 100 times. You can't be mad if the voices aren't as loud as the, hey, you need to. They might have listened to you and said, you know what, you're right. No, you are right. We respect your decision, your choice. Hey, do you? So their voice is a little bit quieter now because they're not calling it. It's not calling it a nag situation. Hey, you need to. Hey, you need to. Hey, how's it going? It's kind of rough, but good. Hey, it comes along with it, man. But I'm glad you're doing it your way, and you know what I'm saying. It'll come. Stay at it, man. Good talking to you. Well, why ain't nobody? It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Preparation meets opportunity, man. You got to be ready to live. You got to be ready to power up, energize, and get ready to take this shit on. It's serious business out here. Your mind, your sanity is serious business. Like literally, if you fucked up, again, this internet and social media world will capitalize on it. The phone feels when you fucked up. The phone feels when you messed up in the head and you off key, and all those things will pop up on your social media outlets. They'll start popping up on your phone when you go online, all these ads. Are you depressed? Do you need to do such and such? Hey, when's the last vacation you took? Take your mind off of things and get on the Carnival cruise. All kinds of stuff they'll throw at you. You got to stay in the game. You got to be ready to live. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be ready to fight through this situation. And my dogs, they help me get through the day. My kids, they help me get through the day. My wife, she helps me get through the day, even though she has her hard times that she go through. It's a balance. It's a give and take. It's energy. It's an energy exchange, man. It can't always be about you. But if it is, if you feel like it's always about you, recognize that you have to have a balance. So you have to check on your people too. It ain't just about who's checking on me. You got to check on people too. And one of the things that keep me balanced is my dogs. Like I said, man, here's one of my American Bully XLs, man. Pigsties, The Rock, man. Yeah, The Rock, he just turned a year old. American Bully XL class, and ABKC registry, and XLBC. He'd be double XL. He's very one of the taller XL class productions. He got a little limo back on him. He don't have the traditional short back that we aim for, but he's a big bull. He's a big solid guy, and he's big and intimidating looking as he should be, but he's a really good pup, man. He's got a really good heart. Listens real well, man. But these are things that keep me afloat. These are things that give me pause. Because that's all we really need during the day is those little pauses that just, again, that's what that laugh is for. Hey, thank you for making me laugh, to give me a pause, to get me back online, to finish out my task that I was doing in that moment, to finish out my day, to finish out my week. Just a pause, a break from the monotony, a change of perspective, and realize what you're here for. Some people don't realize, again, they don't realize what they're here for. They're like, what's my purpose here? I'm just a waste of space. You understanding that journey alone, discovering yourself, is not a waste of space. Again, that journey motivates and inspires other people around you. And if you're conscious enough, you can help wield the power and make yourself stronger, excuse me, a stronger influence. A stronger influence if you're able to know the power you have just on your journey of self-discovery. Hold on, I cleared my throat. Now, what we did just discover was a cold one. This bud's for you. See, able to get our mind back right. See, look at God. Got me back motivated. I got my voice back. A little bit of loud, little bit of audibility. You know what I mean? Yeah, shout out to Four Way Bulls, man, for inviting me out, man. Baltimore, Maryland, man. This Messi is coming live in effect. I am the official XL Bully judge at the Fun Show. February, man, it's gonna be cold, and I'll be cold-hearted to them Bulls out there. Bring them hot dogs on out there, but I'm gonna be honest. I told y'all I don't give away. I don't give away nothing. I don't care if you know me or not. I'm objective. I like the breed. I like the dogs. I like the variety. And I like to give my honest opinion, man. Period. Period. If you don't like it, you might not want to show up. But if you think you got what it takes, please come through the door. Bring your family, bring your friends, and let's have a good, safe event. And let's get to reinforcing a positive visual about the American Bully community, more especially the American Bully XL. Excuse me. Because we know those people, they have dog attacks out there, and people already say American Bullies are pit bulls, and we get kind of clumped into that group, but that's not the case. So at the end of the day, we always want to be in a situation where we give a positive light on the breed. We got some parades coming up, for XLBC registry, December coming up, where we're going to go in a local community and just show the people that the dogs are a companion breed. They're for family. They're not people aggressive. Dogs are dogs when it comes to other dogs, but by the end of the day, just know your dog. If your dog needs personal space more than, to be around in close proximity with a dog, just like people. People don't like being in close proximity with people all the time. So be mindful of that with all your dogs, no matter what the breed. But other than that, man, it's a beautiful dog. It's a beautiful breed. And I'm just thankful for the opportunity, man. I want to give a shout out to Get More Graphics as always, man. Check them out right there on the link, man. Instagram or Facebook, Get More Graphics. They will take care of all your printable media needs. As you look behind me, you see our flyer, which you can't see across the room to the left and to the right. More banners, more hardware, T-shirts, embroidery, you name it. Stickers, high school signs, sports signs, logos, the whole official commercial deal. Get More Graphics on Facebook and Instagram. Appreciate you guys for your support. Today it was kind of hard coming up to do the podcast. Just it was just surreal again. My partner was sitting, right where I'm sitting basically 2 weeks ago. He was sitting right here on this microphone 2 weeks ago, and we were motivating and we were praising God, and we were talking about the messiness of this world. We were talking about, being men, the toll it takes on being a man, the strength you need to be a man for your kids and for your marital institution in your home, the things, the sacrifice you have to do as a man to lead and go against, I won't say go against per se, but you're fighting against some things within your own home sometimes. You definitely don't want to be in an unequally yoked situation spiritually with your partner, but at the same time, you never want to feel like the quest is always a fight each step of the way when you're trying to lead and share, to lead and share within your home. You never want to feel like, you're burdensome, you're overbearing, and the things that you feel God has given you to teach, instill in your family and leave as part of your living legacy. You don't want to feel like you're out of place in sorts. I commend my brother in so many different ways. Ages ago, I would look, I was caught up commercially with the world. You look down on people who, committed suicide or self-death, whatever you like to call it, and say they were damned and they were going to hell and they would be stuck in purgatory, But to me, in certain aspects, I feel like we know our soul is everlasting, and this body is a shell. And God sent us on different missions. Energy never dies, it just transfers. With that being said, if in our rawest energy form, we're outer body, undying, and we only feel a death experience when we're inside of a shell, then living on this earth is a form of hell. Because there's pleasures, there's pains, but you feel in such a way to no matter how your spiritual game is, you will lose. You know what I'm saying? In that aspect, you're born to lose. You gain life and you lose lives. You gain your life and you lose lives on the way out. You lose your physical connections anyway, and just the mental toll it takes on you. Again, depending on your lifestyle, depending on your foundation, the toll it takes on you when you know you're about to leave this world is something serious. The toll it takes on families when people send themselves home, and I can't even say prematurely again. You know what I'm saying? We used to damn people about that. It was their appointed time. Because God knew. God is always known. So that nothing as far as a suicide or anything is a surprise to God, because He knew us before He created us. That's the reality. You can't take that part out of the game. God knew what we were going to do before He made us. He knew how our life would affect people around us. And he knew how our death would affect people around us. But you got to be prepared either way. You got to be ready to live. Ready to live in this body and ready to live out this body. Knowing that when your lights go out, your light goes on, right? Because your light goes out in this shell, that power is still circulating, looking for a new body, looking for a new mission. And God has already organized and ordained what that mission is. So everybody else is scared. Everybody else is in fear. But to those, the steps it must take. Just think about suicide. The steps it must take to physically go through actually ending yourself. And knowing this is everybody else don't know, this is the last time I'm going to hold my mom's hand. It's the last time I'm going to hold my child's hand. This is the last time I'm going to touch my husband. The last time I'm going to touch my wife. This moment right here. Nobody else knows it but me. That's a concrete thing. That's a concrete, that shit is so heavy. That shit is so heavy. And after going through that mental process, you have to go through the physical process of actually stopping your heart and stopping your brain. Dropping your body to a non-responsive state. This is it. Everybody, why? Why'd they have to go so early? Why, God? We don't know. We'll never know. Well, I won't say we'll never know. If you're spiritually inclined and you look around, God will show you. God will show you. That's how I'm standing on. I believe that as much as it hurts, as much as it's conflicting to go through the emotions of the God why, and damn, I wish he was sitting right here. He was sitting right here. Man, I wish he would have said something more. I wish I would have said something more. But I know I dapped my brother up. I shook his hand and I told him I loved him. I did. I know that. And I know that in this situation, in this sorrowful situation for his family, and the weight is kind of like a bounce. The weight that was put on that I felt is a lifting point to it too. It's like it's put a different kind of fire in me. It's put a different kind of reality back inside of me. Death is promised. Death is absolute. Death is coming. Every man, every woman has an appointed time and place, appointed hour. You may not know, but God knows it. We got to be ready to live. Everybody's always ready to die. They're ready to die for something, but who's ready to go ahead and really play the game out, play it to its fullest, and live through this shit? Who's really ready to live through? That's what we need more. More people ready to live. And we need more life coaches out there. We need more people that's honest about spirituality. We need more people that's honest about life, that's honest about God, and that God is everything. God is the yin and the yang. God is the balance, the equilibrium of life. Without those hard times, without war, without the evils that's trying to chase us and distract our minds, without those things, those forces of negativity, we would not dare to even look and speak the name of God, let alone recognize his face when he manifests himself within something. We wouldn't be able, that's real. I don't know about you, but it's real to me. You would not understand this light that you can see right here until you're in complete darkness, or to where you're in the brink of damn near all is dark, to be like, whew, okay, I got to, literally the only way to get out this is to focus on the light. Now it's time to meditate. Now it's time to get out of body. Get me through. But once you get through, you can't stay there. That whale, that big blue whale, once they come back up and get that breath, once you get through it, you gotta go. You gotta keep living. You gotta keep fighting. You got to. You got to. Our job is to motivate, inspire, and to give our passage and existence of life on here as pleasurable as it can be without the cost of somebody else's liberties. I hope I said that right, because everybody wants to be different. Everybody wants everybody wants to be different, super different now. Everybody wants to start a new trend. Everybody wants to start a new sexuality. Everybody wants to have a new product. Everybody wants to do self-separation, and we're dying with a deficit of inclusion these days. Nobody wants to be included. Wants to work together as a group. It's all about me, 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 me. But to come together with a like people and a like mind and a renewed focus of motivation to fight and to live, and to pass that word on, man, that opens up different positive frequencies, higher level, better digestion for our body, better digestion for our mind, body, and soul. When we read, when people come in our pathways, our spirits are a little different. That opening the door, those mannerisms, that hey, hi, how you doing? Good to see you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, how you doing? Thank you, appreciate you, King. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, young man. I get a lot of older ladies that say, why do you always say young? Thank you for calling me young lady, but no, I want to flatter you. I want to make you laugh. I want you to smile. You look like you needed it for the day. And even if I was being sarcastic, God got a funny way to, in the moment of changing that. Oh, I wish you wouldn't come. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you. No, you just need that pause. We all need that pause and that break just to bring us back in. Just to bring us back in. Do something for somebody, a small something. Again, if that's your meditation as service of people, again, don't meditate too long. Don't get caught in the meditation. You can over meditate and lose type of reality. If you help busy, if your love language or your meditation or therapy or focus is helping us doing something, you, at the end of the day, don't overextend yourself to where you stop helping yourself. That's where you'll hurt. That's where you'll lose. It's a balance. Again, God brings balance. God brings balance. And sometimes we don't understand the order of God. Sometimes we don't understand and can fully interpretate how God balances his scale. But God said, I am the great I am. I am that I am. What can you say to that? I am that I am. The creator of the forces, the energies, the sciences. Ready to live. Energy creates life. The atom bomb, the atom, the small energy, the movement, electrons, neutrons, movement. God is energy. The creation, the movement of energy creates. And too much energy does what? It destroys. So God has to be balanced. So I respect, in a different perspective, those that feel definite on their part of this mission is done right now on earth, and they feel like they need to go ahead and start their next chapter. One more time, man, for our veterans, if you know a veteran that's going through a hard time and they need someone to talk to of like mind through a veteran hotline, please go ahead and share this information. Take a screenshot and share this information with them, man, for our veteran crisis line. Suicide, thinking of harming yourself or harming somebody else, please. Or, of course, call 911 if need be, if it's a total emergency. Also, for the civilians, right there, suicide crisis line, dial 988 or text 988 and get you some help. It's not easy, but it's not hard. Life is not complicated. This world is complicated. Life is not complicated. This world makes life complicated. But life is not complicated. The world is complicated. Life is waking up, praising God for breathing and becoming back conscious to life, stretching, loosening up your body, getting ready for the day. Go outside. Make sure if you got kids, wake up your kids. Get them ready. Get their breasts. Get them prepared for the day. Everybody, thank God, praise God, stretch. Get up out there and go check on your property. Check on your livestock. Check on your fruits and vegetables. Check on your clothing. Make sure no moths is in them. Check and make sure your jars, your perishables and stuff are stored properly for the week or for the season. That you got stuff in case you come in inclement weather and stuff like that, in your shelters and underground. Buried underground. It ain't got to be nothing extensive. In a perfect world, we would go ahead and do these things on a daily basis. But this world says you got to have a cell phone, and you got to have this, and you got to have Wi-Fi. To have Wi-Fi, you got to have an address. To have an address, you got to have a loan, or you got to have some kind of credit to get it. If you ain't got credit, you ain't shit. If you ain't got, and all these things are bogged and distracted us down to a life that amounts to nothing but struggle and struggle and struggle. But you have help. You have positive people around you. And it may not be the people that you have wanted to look at. You skipped over the positive people because you thought they were corny. You thought they were boring. You thought they were whack. Oh, that's whack. I need something more adventurous. I need something more risque. I need a little bit more edge. Get what you pay for. Pay what you weigh. Again, man, I thank you guys, man. Shout outs again to the Williams family. My brother, it will be physically missed spiritually. I know he's here. I know he's listening. And I thank you. I thank you for allowing, us to get to know you. I thank you for just being the light that you were in the community, man. I know there was a time that you went through where people didn't quite understand your methods and mentality, but God knew. I'm still, to a point blown away, but at the same time, I understand God has order, and he makes no mistakes. With that, man, I want to say I appreciate you guys for tuning. I appreciate you guys listening to me. I appreciate you guys sending positive affirmations. I appreciate you guys challenging me to be a better me. I appreciate you guys for saying keep the content coming. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate my lady for giving me more chances than none. I appreciate, my wife for giving me my beautiful babies that I have. I'm appreciative of learning a new respect on life and perspective from my older children. I'm praying for healing for my family overall. I'm praying for healing and understanding, with my children, and that we, get back on track and be able to maintain a healthy life, and that no one feels like they're in this world alone, or feel like they have enemies and feel like they're not loved by any part of their family. I'm thankful, and I respect breathing a little bit more every day. Learning to live, ready to live. It's messy. If it ain't messy in me, so my mind, it be in them dark spaces. But once I get to the space to where I'm ready to live more and more, I can be a positive effect to my people, man. I thank you guys, man. Rest in peace, Aunt, man.